Hello, link analyzers. My name is Jim Boykin, and I'm bringing you a tool. The tool is called the Google Backlink Checker Tool for Penguin and Disavow Analysis. Long name, amazing results. But in any case, so this is a tool for analyzing your backlinks if you've been affected by Penguin or any other Google update that may have to do with the backlinks that are going to you. So if you've been affected by a Google update that has to do with backlinks and you're needing to analyze your backlinks to decide which ones do you need to disavow or to write to people to be like, you need to remove these. So it's kind of like you got to separate the good from the bad of your backlinks. The problem is when Google gives you the backlinks and webmaster tools, it's like they just threw a whole bunch of junk all over the floor, and they're like, all right, you organize it and figure it out, and you disavow all the bad stuff. And it's like, you need to be able to take all the data that Google gives you and then start to organize it. Let's see, of all these links you give me, first let's group them by URLs, like how many unique domains are there, and let's go through those and see like which of these links are actually live and still up, or which of these ones are dead. Either the link is not there, or the page is down, or it's 301 redirected, or no followed, or whatever. Like, you need to start to sort through the backlinks, and this tool helps you to sort and to analyze the backlinks. Now, this isn't the end-all tool. This isn't the most amazing tool in the world that analyzes everything. Part of the problem with some of the tools that are out there today is they're analyzing too much, and they're trying to like give a push-button response to this is good or this is bad, and it's like you can't do that. You have to go in and look at things, and you have to be able to spot other patterns, and like how do I say, like just because it's a PR0 doesn't mean that it's bad, or what are all the other stuff that people are looking at. They're almost analyzing it too much so that things that look like they're not good according to other people's tools may actually be very good, and things that may look very good with other people's tools aren't. So the purpose of this tool is it helps you to organize it and to look for patterns, but you still need to look at it to decide by hand which ones you feel that you should keep and which ones that you feel that you shouldn't keep. Now, there's a lot of warnings about doing a Google Disavow document. You can fuck up your site by doing a disavow analysis, and you don't want to do that. It's like, chances are, if you're watching this video, your site's already been hit by Penguin, and you're already way down here, and what do I do? And it's like, well, you don't want to disavow so much stuff that your rankings never come back. It's like, yeah, you're forgiven, you're out of the penalty, but you don't have anything left, so you're not going to rank for anything. And especially you don't want to remove good stuff. But how do I say, you need to go through and analyze your backlinks, decide which are good and which are bad, and it takes actually looking at them. This tool that I'm giving away, it helps to sort them. To me, the tool is better than anything that's on the market right now. This again is not the end all. I have several more tools that I use. When I'm doing backlink analysis for doing disavow, those tools, those tools use a lot of APIs and take a lot of resources to run to look for other types of patterns and links. So today we're not giving those away, but we're going to give you a really cool tool here that, to me, I think it's as good as anything that's out on the market, and it's free, so enjoy. So without further ado, let's go in and talk about how this tool works. So let's start out. You go in and you got to fill in your name and your company and what is your root URL. That's really important because you're uploading a list of domains, and we need to know what is your URL that we're going to check in the backlinks for. Put in your URL, and you also have to put in, if you've ever 301'd another site into yours, well, those backlinks are going to show as well. So we need to know, like, are there other sites you've 301'd into yours that we'll be checking the backlinks for as well. So in our case, I have two other sites that I've 301'd into Internet Marketing Ninjas, so I put those down here. Then you have to put in your, well, let's go to the Google one. You then need to upload your backlinks from Google. I do have instructions on the tool on how to get those, but basically you need to log into your Webmaster Tools and click on Traffic and then links to your site. And then when they show the sites link to you the most, you click on more, and then on that page you can download your backlinks by date. And that is what you want to upload into here. So you're going to be uploading your backlinks from Google, filling out this part, putting in your email address, because what will happen is after you click on the check backlinks down here, you're going to get an email, and you need to click on the link in the email to start your report. So basically you get a link, you need to within your email, you got to click on it. That starts the processing. You then can shut down that window and come back to it in a couple of hours, depending on how many links you have. There's a lot of processing going on here. So, you click on the link once, it starts running the report. You come back in a few hours to that URL, and ideally your report is done. So let's go in and again, warning, like doing a disavow should only be done by experts that really understand SEO, they really understand links. This is not something that if you're not super experienced that you want to be playing with. Like, find someone who is super experienced to work with this to analyze your backlinks. You don't want to have things worse than what they are today or to never recover. Okay, so you type this in, you run the tool. After you run the tool, it looks something like this. You Google backlink checker for penguin and disavow analysis. So part of what we do is we look at, all right, the spreadsheet that I uploaded when I ran this tool for Internet Marketing Ninjas, there were 69,380 backlinks that they gave me. So the first thing we did is we separated them into, well, how many unique domains are there? These are actually broken down by subdomains. So out of the 69,000 backlinks, that came from 12,468 unique websites. So first we separated them into websites. Then we kind of categorized them into two areas. All right, well, which ones are live links that are still up and verified and we see them, we've crawled them, and what links are dead? There's different types of dead links, and so we kind of, here's how many total unique domains we found, and then we separate them into which links are still there and which links are dead. These are by domain. So just to quickly go over what the deads are, they're things like host errors, a whole bunch of 404 pages, 403s, and again, you need to look at things. Nothing's 100% perfect. So there's a bunch of host errors, there's 301 redirects. These are ones that go, that 301 redirect offsite. 302 redirects, 302 doesn't pass any link value, FYI. No followed links, over 1,000 of the domains were no followed. That shouldn't pass any value, it shouldn't have any bearing on the algorithm in theory. Possible not found backlinks, so these are where we went to the pages loaded fine, but we could not find your link on there. And then there's no response links, which are those pages just didn't load for us. So out of here we have a lot of dead links. I may have a couple of other sites that I 301'd here that I didn't include in. It usually wouldn't be that high, but on average I see that anywhere from 40 to 60% of the links, probably on average, after we analyze them, are dead. So usually about half and half. Half are live and half are dead. So what I want to analyze the live links, because the live links are, in theory, what should be the issue with why you're penalized. The stuff that's no followed or isn't there, or is the pages are down, really shouldn't be the stuff that's getting you in trouble. It's the stuff that's live and that's still there. So that's what I want to analyze. So first we separate them into the dead and the lives. The lives, you can get the great big list of all the domains right here. We also have a search box, which is great. When you find a pattern, you can go into the search box and pick up all those as well. But what I normally do is I start going into the Analyze Live Links report. And on here, whenever you come in here, you always can click on this link here, and if you, let's say you run a report and it's been, a month later and you're returning to this report, if you click on that Update and Analyze Live Links reports, if we've added any other features or anything to the report, they will load in. So if you don't click on that, you'll kind of see the version that we had at the time that you ran this report. If you want to see a newer version, click on that orange link and you can see the new version of it'll take like all of your data and just update it into the new version of the tool. This is your export for Disavow, which we'll talk about in a minute, and this is like save selected links we'll talk about. So we create a whole bunch of patterns in here. So we start looking at patterns. So we have like patterns by top level domains. You can click on this and there's all sorts of patterns under here. So I might look at this and be like, oh, .ru domains. Why do I have a bunch of .ru domains? There's 172 domains that are .rus. That doesn't quite seem right. And I can look at these and be like, all right, maybe I want to disavow these. I don't want to include these. I can look at the backlink text, the IP. We have some other items on here. This does a search for payday loans. It's just one of the many things that we look at, are these sites linking out to things that may be shady. We have a link to the whois information for who owns the site. We also have a link to the Majestic backlinks for that domain, so we can look at the Majestic backlinks. And we have a link for SEMrush to kind of get a value of that site, or mostly to see, does the site rank for anything at all in Google. If it doesn't rank for anything, it may not be a good site. It may be, though. I've certainly seen good sites that don't rank for phrases that people bid on in AdWords, but they're certainly really good, highly trusted sites. Same with things like PR0s and a lot of things that other people look at and go, that must be bad. It's like, no. And then sometimes they look at stuff and be like, oh, this must be a good link. And it's like, no, that could be bad too. So there's a lot to analyze. And you can go through and if you look at these domains, like let's say I don't want these .rus. I don't know what they are, and let's say I click on a bunch of them and I'm like, oh my God, this stuff is just all spam. And then I can either block it by the root, or I can block it by the URLs. So in some of these examples, we can see that like this site links to Internet Marketing Ninjas. This is the date that Google said that they found the link. So these are the dates from Google, the backlink text, the IP. We also see there's one more page from that site. We can click on the more, and it'll be like, all right, here's another page from that site that links to you. And I might look at it and go like, you know what, I just don't want a link from this subdomain. I really don't want it from that domain, but especially from that subdomain, it just, I can tell right off the bat it's spammy. So I can click on block it by the root. And what I can do is I can start going through and like, I want to block that one, block that one, block that one again. I would never just click on a whole bunch of links like this. Disavows take a long time. You got to really analyze these before you start checking off the boxes. But let's pretend I clicked on all those. I'm like, oh yeah, they're spam. Right? Click. I'm going to block them by the root domain. Let's see, we can go through all the different types of domains. We have grouped by IP addresses. So you can start going through and be like, wow, these have a whole bunch of backlinks from it. What's this? You can be like, all right, let's see. These are, it's all Blogspot stuff. Okay, well, I'll look at their blogs separately on here to see what they're doing with blogs and patterns within the blogs, but it's not as if, Blogspot, you're going to have a lot of people on the same IP. But maybe if I look at something down here a little bit more, I might click on something like this and be like, ooh, what's all this? This stuff shares the same exact IP address. And all this stuff in here just looks like, it must be junk. Like, why are all these IPs linking to me? It's like, oh, I don't want that. I don't want that. Again, I would look at things and see what they are, but it's like, ooh, bad pattern, And, all right, I'm going to go through all those and check them. I'm going to go through the IPs, URLs from home pages. Like, what is this stuff from home pages that links to me? Just because it's a link from a home page doesn't mean that it's good or bad, but it's a pattern that you might want to scope out. These are home pages of other sites that link to my site, and just kind of a flag. Sites that link for more than 25 pages. We got 220 in here. Yep, all again more some Blogspot, some of these others. What is it that are there things in here that don't look real? You can kind of go through and decide to check stuff off if it looks spammy. Let's see, similar directory structures. You can look for patterns in the sites that link to you in the URLs. Is there, why is there 8 domains that link in with that same exact Page name, what's this? It looks like must be someone's taking the same article and publishing on a bunch of different blogspot subdomains, and if I'm not quite sure what that is and it looks like it's just duplicate content junk, then I might, all right, let me block all those subdomains. I don't want that stuff either. Um, so let's see, under pattern analysis, there's a whole bunch. You can get the DMOS scrapers, common words found in backlink URLs. You often can find like weird things in here, and you're like, what's this? And you can click